Tell me what's happening.
Nathan, this is Crystal. She came from Nashville, Tennessee tonight.
Give it up for Nashville, Tennessee.
This is a phenomenal testimony. Crystal had a tumor on her back, and she had radiation which helped remove a tumor, but the operation totally destroyed her bladder. She was in great agony, and she actually had to have bladder augmentation, which meant that part of her intestines had to be used in place of her bladder. She had most of her bladder removed, and it meant that she was unable to use the restroom normally. She had to use her urostomy bag, so she couldn't go to the restroom in a normal way. She came to the revival on the 9th of September.
I remember, Chris.
The power of God touched her so strongly. She said she felt heat go through her stomach, which lasted for almost 30 minutes. She was driving home. She said she still felt heat. The next day, she went to the restroom, and even though she had part of her bladder removed, she realized that she could use the restroom normally. This is a creative miracle. I think we've got some medical report. The doctor's actually written her a letter, and he's written this. This is from a professor at the hospital there in Nashville, and he said these words. He said, "There is no medical explanation for Crystal's bladder to have regained full function."
Come on, give Jesus some praise. Now tell Crystal, I want you to tell the world, I want you to tell the world of a creative miracle that God did in your life. Come on, tell them.
Well, if anybody would have told me a couple years ago, I would be telling the world I could use the bathroom. But I am, because I can, and I don't have a bladder, and it works.
Now tell us, you had a growth in the spine, and what did the surgeons do with, what happened to you? Tell the people what was wrong and what happened.
Well, I had a giant cell tumor in my sacrum, and it kind of destroyed that whole bone, so it's really kind of a miracle I can walk to begin with. And through the process, it came back, so then they did radiation, and radiation has basically destroyed everything down here. And one of the things that really was disabling in life is I couldn't go anywhere because my bladder had no capacity. So they took it and opened it up and then added intestines, and so it was kind of an internal urostomy bag, and I was supposed to have to cath and be relying on medical supplies the rest of my life, and now I'm totally free.
Now tell us, the doctors, they've tested and they said there's no medical explanation.
They have no medical explanation. The radiation oncologist wrote the letter, but the urologist said, just give thanks and don't look back, because of course he couldn't explain it.
Our God is a creative God. He can do the impossible. I think you ought to give Jesus a mighty shout of praise. Come on, give Jesus some praise.